All right, here is some more practice. We're going to do 4 problems here. All right, first of all, I'm going to start out with, excuse me, the one you always got to be looking out for. So please write these down, and then you're going to turn in the proof of you working through these to the substitute teacher. Sorry, I'm not there today. It was not planned. Okay, so -2 times the absolute value of x plus 3 is equal to 10. All right, remember, the first thing we want to do here excuse me, is not to distribute. We don't want to do that kind of problem like this. What we want to do is divide by -2 to both sides on this problem. So what happens is we get to the absolute value of x plus 3 equals -5. Now, I'm going to talk through this problem and how to do it, all these problems. But right now, we need to start recognizing this is a unique situation here. If you ever get an absolute value equal to a negative number, you can right away answer the problem as no solution. So as talked about in class, you got to look out for that one, because you could just mathematically do the split right now and you wouldn't even notice that you missed the fact that you cannot get an absolute value equal to negative. All right, so moving on to number 2. So we always look out for that. That could come at any time. It's not going to come in these next 3 examples, but it could come at any time. All right, so if we have like 4 minus 3 times the absolute value of 2x plus 1, and that's equal to, what did I have here? I want that to be 16. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, sorry, let's make that a plus sign right there to make it a little bit better for this one. Okay, so this is our problem. That can seem overwhelming for sure. So what I'm hoping you're starting to do is realize that we can mentally replace this entire absolute value right here with just a different variable to help us thinking about that problem. So if I had 4 plus 3y equals 16, the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 4 from both sides. Now, this is not the problem we're working on, but it helps us understand how to crank through this one. We can't do 4 plus 3. Just like we can't do 4 plus 3 here. All right? We don't divide by 3. We don't distribute the 3. We subtract the 4 from both sides. So now I got 3 times the absolute value. Whoa, good save, Paul. 2 times 2x plus 1 equal to 12 here. Okay? So what would we do over here? We're going to divide by 3. There we are. So now I'm going to have a y value equal to 4 over here. Okay, that's great. But over on this one, we have multiplication there. Realize that is multiplication, so we do the same thing. We divide both sides by 3. So now I'm sitting here at the absolute value of 2x plus 1 is equal to 4. Now, whereas we're done on the pencil one here, like we solved it, that was getting y by itself. Over here, this was the purpose. Step 1 that we learned yesterday was to get the absolute value by itself. Why? Because now we have this expression equal to either 4 or -4 in there. If I remove my finger, you could see a 4 or a -4 in there, and it would be a true statement. So that's what we do here is we take our split. So we're like, hey, this thing in here, 2x plus 4 1 could be 4, or 2x plus 1 could be -4. Oh, well, now that we're here, it's not magic that the absolute value signs are gone. We made a logical argument there, and we did that. So -1, we got 2x equals 3. Divide by 2, just solving that equation, we get x equals 3 halves, or 1.5. And then over here, -1, 2x equals -5. Divide by 2, x is equal to -5 halves. So again, 2 possible answers on that problem. All right, number 3. The point of today, again, I did not think I was going to be out today, so you're not going to move on to another assignment. I want you to go back and fix day 1, all right? Or if you want, you can go into your practice packet, and there are other ones that have absolute values that are equal signs. I want you to see this. This is the next lesson, and it's tricky, so that's why I'm not giving it to you while I'm here. This is a less than or equal to. So you'll see some of your problems that have what are inequalities, absolute value inequalities. They are tricky. So I'm not going to do those with you until I'm in class. I don't want to do those over a video. All right, but let's do number 3 here, the third one. And yes, I switched colors. Okay. Try to make it a little different here for you. All right, so now what if we have, 5? Let's make it a 6. Sorry, because that doesn't look very good. Okay, 6, absolute value of 2x minus 3. And then we have equals, I just want you, actually, I'm going to, let's keep it like that, equals 10. Okay, that's completely fine. So what I want you to know is that we can do problems that come out a little bit uglier and aren't perfect, but we are not subtracting 6. Remember, if this was in pencil off to the side and we were to solve this problem, it wouldn't come out perfect, right? But 10 over 6 is a fraction and it can be reduced. So I'm going to divide both sides by 6. And I'm going to have the absolute value of 2x minus 3 equal to, and then that's going to come out to 5 over 3. So we just reduce on each. Okay, so at this point, a lot of times I see you guys like, oh no, there's fractions. What do I do? All it is the same thing. It's just dealing with fractions. So we're going to have our split. We still have the inside. So 2x minus 3 could equal 5/3, or 2x minus 3 could equal negative 5/3. All right, well, at this point, I'm going to add 3. Now, don't forget, I am allowing you to use a calculator, but if I add 3, I always like to find a common denominator in my head. Would you agree that 9 over 3, 9 divided by 3, is really the number 3? It just looks different. So now I have 2x equal to, since I have a common denominator, 14 over 3. And then I'm going to divide by 2 to both sides. So if I divide by 2 here, and then divide by 2 over here, a little advanced math here, but dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So we do get an answer of 14 over 6 as one of the possible answers. Again, I can see how that calculation is a little tricky, but remember, I am letting you use a calculator. So work on those fraction buttons and try to get those answers. Decimals are okay. So in this one, add 3, same thing, add 9/3, which is the same thing as the number 3. 2x equals 4/3. And then remember, if we divide by 2, that is the same thing as multiplying by 1/2. So we get our second answer as 4/6. All right. Now looking at both of these, I almost went too fast. We can reduce each of them. So 14 over 6 reduces to 7/3. Final answer 7/3. And then this reduces to 2 over 3. Final answer 2/3 on that one. All right, so that was a little intense. Now, this one actually was throwing some people off when I saw you guys yesterday working on it. But if the fraction's on the inside, no big deal. Okay, so let's go absolute value of, make it a big one here, x plus 2 over 3, like that. It should not freak us out. It just comes into the split. Plus 6 equals 14. All right, so again, if this was the problem off to the side, we'd have it as simple as y plus 6 equals 14, and we would subtract 6 from both sides. So on this one, subtract the 6 from both sides. Absolute value of x plus 2 over 3 equals 8. And we have the absolute value alone. So we get the split. We can't be freaking out like a deer in headlights here. We're just like, oh, what do we do? Fraction. You do the same thing. Whatever is on the inside. So x plus 2 over 3. Hey, that thing could be 8. Or x plus 2 over 3 could be negative 8. Now we just solve these. Okay, and to solve these, like we worked on before, you just times it by 3. Those are gone. Times both sides by 3. X plus 2 equals 24. Minus the 2. We get x equals 22. One possible answer there. And then on this one, times 3, times 3, x plus 2 equals negative 24, minus that 2, x equals negative 26. And we get 2 possible answers there, okay? So hopefully these have solidified how to do these problems. Again, look through, please. Assignment 1, try to make your corrections on that. And then you can actually look through your whole practice packet. There's only 2 major learning targets. But anytime you see an absolute value like this with an equal sign, anytime you see an equal sign, you should be able to do those problems no matter what practice sheet it's on. So you can get a little ahead if you're caught up on worksheet 1. Just don't do any, please, that are the inequalities. All right. Thanks, guys.